Okay, continuing my series on the languages of Southeast Asia now, we move on to Khmer, or Cambodian. I have with me 3 university lecturers to help me out, and they are, would you introduce yourselves, please?
ជំរាបសួរ ខ្ញុំបាទឈ្មោះ ជីទីលេង ជាសាស្ត្រាចារ្យភាសាអង់គ្លេសនៅសាកលវិទ្យាល័យភូមិន្ទនីតិសាស្ត្រនិងវិទ្យាសាស្ត្រសេដ្ឋកិច្ច My name is Chiti Lengs. I am a teacher of English at the Royal University of Law and Economics, Cambodia.
Okay, ជំរាបសួរបាទ ខ្ញុំ Tranly ខ្ញុំមកពីសាកលវិទ្យាល័យនីតិសាស្ត្រនិងវិទ្យាសាស្ត្រសេដ្ឋកិច្ចនៅទីក្រុងភ្នំពេញ Hello, I am Tranly. I come from Cambodia. I teach at the Royal University of Law and Economics in Phnom Penh. Thank you.
ជំរាបសួរបាទ ខ្ញុំឈ្មោះ ផាសុភី ជាសាស្ត្រាចារ្យសាស្ត្រអង់គ្លេសនៅសាកលវិទ្យាល័យជាសៀមកំចាយមាសនៃប្រទេសកម្ពុជា Hi, my name is Pasupi. I'm a lecturer of English at GSM University of Kamchaimir in Cambodia.
Okay. I don't know if you could hear that. I'm not sure I could, but one of the interesting things about Khmer, or Cambodian, how should we call it? Khmer is what you call it there. Cambodian is the country.
Okay, talking about Cambodian or Khmer, Cambodian seems to be a little bit more like nationality. Okay. But if you want to refer to the language, we prefer to use the word Khmer language.
Khmer.
Yeah, that's why you've got here. Right, okay.
Khmer.
Yeah, Khmer. So rather refer to the language and people, but refer to the nationality or the country, Cambodian and Cambodian.
Khmer then is, we're going back to the Austronesian language, Lao and Thai are the Thai Kadai language family. Yes. With Khmer, we're going back to the Austronesian language family, and this is, I don't know if it's a close relative to Vietnamese, but it is a related language to Vietnamese. Are you able to understand Vietnamese at all? If you hear Vietnamese, if you see Vietnamese?
For me, I don't think that Cambodian language or Khmer is more similar to Vietnamese, but it's rather more similar to Thai.
Interesting. Genetically speaking, you are related to the Vietnamese language, but in terms of forming what's called a Sprachbund, or a unity of languages, you form a cultural unity. They take their writing system from you. That's their writing system, the Thai writing system, comes originally from, you're the ones who are credited with inventing it. But in terms of your genetic affiliation, you're more like Vietnamese, but you don't hear it. You can't understand it. It's totally different for you.
No, we don't.
So that's one thing that's interesting. The other distinctive feature about Khmer in Southeast Asia is that all these other languages, Vietnamese, Thai, Lao, these are all tonal languages, whereas your language is not a tonal language.
Yeah, sure, you're right.
Okay, so that would make me, if I actually had the time and energy to go out and learn any of these languages, that would make me feel a little bit safer. Tones are very scary to people who don't come from tonal languages. Are there any other important differences between your language and their languages? Yours are not tonal. You share the script system. You probably share a lot of vocabulary and cultural similarities with Thai and Lao. Can you tell me some other relationships between your languages?
For me, I noticed that some Khmer words very similar to Thai and Lao language. Example, in Lao we say "sabai right? In Khmer we say "ta nek sok sabai and in Thai we say "tihan." In Khmer, "tihan" means soldier. So very similar.
Okay, I would like to add, for me, I just want to draw the similarity between Thai and Khmer language. And mostly, when we use the formal language derived from Bali and Sanskrit. So often, if we use the formal language, we may understand each other. But in terms of the informal one, like Thai is a kind of tone language, and Cambodia is a straightforward language. Okay. But if we refer to the formal language, we are similar.
So you're saying you can actually speak with the Thai speaker and communicate with each other sometimes?
We may understand if they use the formal language, but if they use informal language, we may not understand.
You don't understand.
Sure.
Okay. So, Khmer, then, tell me some other things about it. Just the statistics I've seen give it about what the main form, I guess, the standard form that we're talking about is Central Khmer, and that has about 13 million native speakers. There's also Northern and Southern, and some of these are spoken in Thailand or in Vietnam, and these actually have about 1.5 million speakers either. Are these dialects of Khmer? Are they mutually intelligible? Can you understand any kind of Khmer?
This one, some people, I mean, for example, like from Siem Reap, they can speak Khmer, but in a way, in a different styles. For example, like Nè Tàu Na Nang. This one far different from the one who is from Bandambong. Nè Tàu Ana. Okay. But compared to Phnom Penh, people who are from Phnom Penh, they might say that sentence in a clearer language. Example like Nè Tàu Na.
Okay, I would like to add here. In terms of the language, Cambodia seems to divide the country into two parts. Like we've got highland people and lower land people. So the highland people refer to the minority group. So for them, they got their own dialects, you know, and people from the lowland, if they never been there before, if they go and then they may not understand each other. Yeah, and they tend to maybe get some kind of experiences from the neighboring country too, because the highland people are living next to the border, so they may get some kind of influence from Thai language or from Lao. Okay, it could be or from Vietnamese, you know. Yeah.
So how many other ethnic groups, how many other languages are spoken in Cambodia besides Khmer?
You know, for the national language, the government just want every Cambodian have the ability to acquire Khmer language. And right now, you know, we don't know exactly how many types, for me, honestly speaking, but the government want to achieve that goal by 2010, the education for all. And they have to make sure that all the highlanders and lowland people need to speak the same language. And especially for communicating and writing and speaking.
So it's very much the national language. I mean, excuse me, you two look kind of similar ethnically, but you look a bit different from them. So there must be lots of different ethnic groups there. So is it your native language?
From different area, from a province. So the style and the pronunciation also vary from area to area. But the Khmer is spoken as a formal language in Cambodia.
Okay. So when it comes to learning Khmer, we pulled out some of the books here that are in the library. There's this old Foreign Service Institute course, and there's this other one. When you looked over these, did you feel these were too old to be useful, or are these still good courses for learning? What do you think?
Okay, in fact, it is still new, nothing's different, and it's still acceptable for foreigners who want to learn Khmer language. It is good.
It's good.
Yes.
Okay, I would like to stress that, you know, for the development of the Khmer language, it has not taken the impetus, you know, and the slow is a little bit. But as long as you, everything is based on what we have done in the past. The development of the new language is still dependent on the former.
Is there a lot of, if somebody were to get really interested in Khmer, is there a lot of old literature? Do you have stuff from 500 years ago? If you were to learn modern language, can you have access to the old culture? Is there a lot of it there?
Okay.
To me, this book is a little bit old in terms of writings. However, the pronunciation sound the same. But to the modern language, we've got more books which can help foreigners to learn better. Even the styles of writings. Before the structures of writings look very difficult and complicated. For example, like the structures of writings used by some Chuna. But because of Khmerizations, we change their language, sorry, we makes their language to be easier. Like right now, we follow the styles of Keng Van Sa.
Yeah, okay, yes.
We follow the styles of Keng Van Sa. This one, the writing is easier and more convenient for foreigner as well to learn.
Are there a lot of foreigners who learn Khmer?
Mostly people who are from different countries comes to live in Khmer. They try to learn Khmer language.
Okay, I can mention some like the Japanese people, okay, like Khmer language, and some people can become a very expert in Khmer. They can do translation from Japanese into Khmer too. And we got American, Australians that go and work there. They tend to acquire Khmer language very quickly, as long as they got the right teacher, the right tool. Okay.
So you know foreigners who have learned your language well?
Yeah, sure, I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some foreigner who live in Cambodia, okay, they can speak Khmer, okay, as well as what Cambodian can. Okay.
Interesting. So if there are other foreigners out there in the world who might see this film and think, maybe I would want to learn this language,
Okay.
can you make it more appealing to them? I mean, apart from being able to go to your country and talk to you, are there books out there that you can read in Khmer? Is there a famous author that you could say, hey, I could hear about them, this would be really interesting to me, I'd like to read this? Or there are Khmer films that one could watch? Tell us something about Khmer culture, Cambodian culture.
As long as anyone is very appealed by the Khmer language, don't hesitate and don't get frightened by the Khmer language. The fact that the script and the content look a little bit complicated, but as long as we start from the right stage, the beginning stage, the right one, and it's going to be easy because you can see the example of the other, like the Japanese can learn, the American and the Australian can learn. What about you? You can learn too. Okay. And anyway, if you develop up to a certain level, you maybe understand the Khmer literature, and you can understand movie. Okay. So you want to add something?
Moreover, to what he said, you can do research related to the temples, especially in Siem Reap, which is considered as a historical area.
One of the birds found there. Yeah. Okay.
So, I mean, that's the culture of Angkor Wat.
And you know, there is a connection between learning Khmer language and the culture of Angkor Wat. Because if you go to Siem Reap province, you look at the temple, you can see the early civilization of Khmer. They got the written language too. It is on the inscription, the stone inscription on the Angkor, the wall of Angkor Wat, you know.
And is that
and
similar?
this can make you interested, okay, to if you want to do research, okay, you want to get the language in order to understand the culture and people, okay, please, you're welcome.
Is that an older form of the same language?
The older form and the current form are very hard to understand. Only the academic, the researcher, okay, could understand.
Possibly.
Yeah, and maybe the earliest form, I think it could be a very big struggle for the researchers to understand.
How about you?
And okay, admittedly, okay, I cannot understand the older form. Yeah, but for the current one, okay, there's no problem.
Well, I don't think most native English speakers can read Beowulf either, so that's not so strange. But let's say that somebody out there in the world wants to learn your language. Would you be willing, if somebody got this book or this book and they were trying to work through it at home in Australia or in the United States or someplace, and if they were to contact you via Skype, so you would have a face-to-face interaction, you could help them explain this and understand this, and they could give you English conversational practice at the same time. Would you like that?
Yes, I am very pleased to help people out there in different countries as long as they really like Cambodian language or Khmer language. Okay, we are ready to help them. And so as long as you got the right book and you want to have any question, you can contact me by
contact this film. Put a response on the film, and you'll.
What?
If they put it, there will be comments under this film, and if they say,
I would be very pleased to answer. Okay, to the
and
question.
And you?
Me too.
Me too.
All right, 3 people who are willing to help
Okay.
you learn Khmer. Do you have any final things about your language or culture you'd like to say to the world right now?
Very pleased to help, and any questions you can post. Learning Khmer is not as hard as what everyone thinks. Learning Khmer is actually simple and easy. That's it.
Okay, so finally, I would like to say thank you to ILC and the Singaporean government that provide us with the chance to come to study in the 3-week course here with wonderful professors like Dr. Alexander, Dr. Tan Sui, Dr. Mao Chot. And it is a very great opportunity. When I come here, I have the opportunity to show to the world what we have in Cambodia. We can also learn something from our course members, and especially we learn a lot from our good professors. So thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.